Trump administration helped GOP donors get Syria oil deal.
Here's a summary of the article.
The State Department's special envoy for Syria at a congressional hearing on Wednesday admitted to helping Republican donors score a deal for Syrian oil. Senator Lindsey Graham first announced in July that U.S.-backed, Kurdish-led forces had granted an American company a deal to modernize the oil fields in areas of northeastern Syria guarded by U.S. troops. Rayburn also admitted that the Trump administration had actually pushed for Delta Crescent Energy, and no other companies, to receive permission to exploit Syrian oil. The Syrian Kurdish-led autonomous authorities in northeastern Syria that control the oil fields in conjunction with U.S. forces have expressed their desire to work with multiple foreign companies. Syria's oil became a priority for the Trump administration in October 2019, when Trump declared his desire to withdraw from Syria. He reversed course again soon after, sending troops back into Syria to secure the oil. Graham and other hawks had used the oil issue to sell Trump on a continued U.S. presence in Syria. Syria's central government has condemned the reports of American oil activities as a scheme to steal Syria's oil and an assault against Syria's sovereignty.
This post received a score of 41,000, with an upvote ratio of 87%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
This and Rick Parry's buddies getting 40-year contracts in Ukraine. What happened to the swamp draining? Oh yeah, another fat old lie.
Hey, but what about Hunter Biden's?
That topic, that's a laser pointer if all of them were cats.
It will never ceases to amaze me how Hunter has been a punching bag for years to get to Joe. They even went after Bo post-mortem, and those morons can't see how immoral and political it all really is.
Greater than it will never ceases to amaze me how Hunter has been a punching bag for years to get to Joe. They even went after Bo post-mortem, and those morons can't see how immoral and political it all really is. Alternate hypothesis, they can see it, they just don't care.
There does seem to be a disproportionate amount of rules for thee, not for me in that group.
That's their Mo.
Mo Collins as a treasure.
Stu AAAAAAAAARRRTTT.
Do you have any idea how hard it is to go through high school in the early 2000s while being named Stuart? Because I do. I do.
That is called corruption.
Worse. War crime if this is in Alaska or some shit. It is bad. But at least this is an internal American business now. This shit is in a occupied territory. And he said ahead of time that he would do it. And it was dismissed by Pentagon as, he meant this instead. And by his supporters as either, why not, or insert justification. I mean, he literally, explicitly said that pillaging that oil was the only reason the United States kept troops in Syria. 2019, January 2020.
This new oil company is literally the only American company exempt from the U.S. sanctions against Syria. Talk about private interest swaying policies.
That's not quite true. I know of a few others that operate in a very similar manner. Genie Energy, for example, is an American-owned oil and natural gas company that operates in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights, which the UN recognizes as Syrian territory. Similar to how Delta Crescent operates in the Kurdish-occupied Qamishlo district. There are quite a few others, but honestly, from my brief attempt to figure out who own what a few years ago, it's a deliberately opaque snarl of subsidiaries, holding companies, private equity firms, and shell companies.
Just another example of Trump admin enriching themselves. That swamp is getting scummier every day and Trump's sitting right there like a fat orange toad on a lily pad. And if they pull this thing off with Texas and steal the election, they're going to know they're untouchable.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.